Alright, so Android custom ROMs, Android 11 custom ROMs, Android 12 custom ROMs, there are a lot of ROMs available for a lot of devices. I keep flashing them every single day. Probably you are flashing as well. That is the reason you are subscribed to this particular channel. So what really matters is your data, and it can be a very big hassle to, download a ROM, install it, and then restore your data, install those big games, especially games like BGMI, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact. These games can be like 7, 8, 9 gigabytes. So what do you do then? Because every single time you flash, you need to do a format data most of the time, and then your data gets erased. So you have to rely on your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So we have a one-stop solution which does require root access, and we're going to talk about that particular feature or that particular app which I use to download, backup and restore data on every single day. It saves me a lot of time and it will be very useful for you as well. So before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a video. In the description of each video, you will find a link to our Telegram community. We have more than 1,000 like-minded people chatting with each other, so join us there. And last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now without further ado, hello awesome people. Welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright, so first things first, I did say that this particular method requires root, so you will have to root your device, and it should not be a big deal if you're going to flash custom ROMs every now and then, and there are ways available to go ahead and get safety net to work after you have root access. So make sure that your device is rooted. You can be on a stock ROM or on a custom ROM. The app in question over here is Swift Backup. Now, I've been using it since a long time. On my personal account, I do have a premium version which does give some additional functionality, but you don't need to spend your money. You can use the free version. I've tested it before making this video and it works absolutely fine. Now, the good thing about this particular app is, and trust me, this is not a paid promotion. This is really useful for me, so I thought I would share it with you guys as well. So the thing with Swift Backup is, if you give it root access, it will allow you to back up the application. It will back up all the settings. That means if you're talking about games like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile, remember after reinstalling the game every time, you have to do those settings again. You have to select the graphic settings. You have to select the sensitivity settings. Those sensitivity settings and everything else, the game progress will be carried over to your restore. That is a good thing. It not only backs up the APK, it also backs up the extra data that comes with it, like the things that are downloaded after the game is installed. So all in all, this is a one-stop solution, and this will be a short video. I'm quickly going to show you how to go ahead and back up and restore. So once you've made sure that you have Magisk installed and it's functioning fine, if you want to make sure that it is working fine, you can go to root checker, click on verify root and allow the prompt, and you should be fine if it says root access is properly installed and working on this particular phone. So you can head over to Play Store and you can download and install Swift Backup. Now this is not a big application. It's relatively small, around 40 megabytes, and it installs real quick. Go ahead and open that. Now you have to sign in with Google. Even if you don't have a paid subscription, it's fine. Sign in with Google. I'm going to select my channel ID, which doesn't have the premium membership. Okay, then grant storage access, allow access to manage all files. Okay, and then you will get a prompt to give it root access, so go ahead and do that. Okay, now over here you have a summary of your internal storage, root access granted or not. You can back up apps, messages, call log, wallpaper and Wi-Fi networks. Now these are important things, so you can go ahead and back up everything individually, or you can back up everything at one go. So you have backup all apps option available and restore all apps option available. Right now the cloud sync, schedules and all these features are sort of premium. So you have to go to the premium plan. Even if you go to cloud sync, it'll ask you which cloud service you want to connect to. That means your backups, if they are not really huge, like for me, I back up Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile and BGMI or PUBG, because these are the 3 games I use for game testing. And with that and a few other benchmark applications, my backup goes up to 32 gigabytes. So I'm also going to show you, once you've done the backup, what you can do, where you can go ahead and copy and paste it. So say you're on the home screen and you have backup messages, restore messages, backup call logs, restore call logs. So you can select on apps. Okay, now select batch actions and click backup. Okay. Now make sure that everything is selected, or you can uncheck the applications you don't need. That's completely fine. Now go to backup options over here. Select ext data, media, expansion. Okay, don't select cloud because that needs a high speed internet connection if you have a big file, and back everything up to your device. Now in my case, you will see that it's happening really fast, is because that's another good feature of Swift backup. If you've already backed up once in the past and you're doing the backup again of similar applications, it just backs up the changes in media or data, and that is good. So as you can see, it says backup done. Now, what about the other options before we move to checking the storage? Messages, allow, okay, create backup. There you go. It's showing a couple of my messages. Backup to device or cloud. It's completely up to you. SMS and call logs are really small. You can back them up directly to the cloud. That's completely fine. Then you have call logs. So allow, create backup. No call logs found. Okay. I just reinstalled a ROM on this device. So then you have wallpapers. You can go ahead and back them up. Then you have Wi-Fi networks. You can go ahead and back up all the Wi-Fi networks as well. Right now you've done all the backup you ever needed, right? So what you need to do is go to the main screen, go to a file manager of your choice. Preferably, the built-in file manager is fine because you don't have to go to the Android data folder. So go to your internal storage. Let's go to a list view, and you will see a folder over here called Swift backup. Now if we go over here and get info, as you can see, 3.5 megabytes or 3.5 gigabytes, whatever the size is, that doesn't really matter. You can copy this folder and paste it to a SD card. You can paste it to a OTG pen drive, or you can connect this phone to the computer and copy and paste it over there in a secure location. Right now, once you've done that, all you need to do is go ahead and flash your ROM, format your internal storage, do whatever you want to. Now, one thing to note over here is this doesn't back up your personal files. It doesn't back up your photos. You can use Google Photos for that. It doesn't back up your music. I don't store music on my devices. Even on my iPhone, I listen to online music, and I guess that's what everybody does in today's day and age. But if you keep music or videos or photos, back them up separately to your computer or to a SD card. For devices that don't support SD card, back it up using a USB cable to the computer or Wi-Fi, whatever works for you. This will back up your applications, call logs, messages, and Wi-Fi networks, not your personal data, right? Now, once you've copied everything to a secure location and reinstalled the ROM, make sure that the new ROM has root access and reinstall Swift backup. Okay. Now, for example, over here I have AnTuTu benchmark. Let's go ahead and uninstall that. Let's uninstall this as well. No, let's not uninstall Swift backup on my disk. Let's uninstall Geekbench as well. So 2-3 applications I have uninstalled. Now, once you go over here, you will have the option of restore messages, restore call logs, and restore all apps from device. Okay, so click on from device, select restore options. Make sure all the options over here are highlighted in green and select restore. Now you will see that it will restore all the applications, including all the data the way it was. I will show you that in a while. Let it restore everything. Okay, now as you can see, the restore is complete. So let's go to the main screen here. You see AnTuTu has come back. Geekbench has come back. Now let's talk about the data over here. If you go to history, the data of my benchmark is present. That means it has not only restored the app, you don't need to reboot the device or do any sorts of things. If you want to be safe, you can go ahead and restore. So, this is what I use every time I flash a custom ROM, because I flash every single day. I flash all of these 3 devices almost every single day, and data can be really critical for someone who's using these phones as a personal device. So this is an easy, quick and free method to back up and restore all your data, including your games and stuff like that. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.